I also want to tell you about a conference we're doing in October. It's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. So it's the 18th to the 21st of October, 18 to the 21st. And we're calling this conference Fusion. And the subtitle is When Prophecy and Miracles Converge. We are explicitly exploring the realm of miracles as opposed to healing, which you'll appreciate more after tonight's message because there is a distinction. And so we're going to be, look at that. It's up there on the screen. So we're holding it at one of the larger churches in Nashville. We'll have a room block that we haven't announced yet, but we will. And we have an amazing lineup of speakers. We have, so let me back up for a second before I talk about the speakers. Fusion, as far as anybody knows, is the most powerful force in the universe. It powers the sun. It powers what are known as quasars, which if you're not into astrophysics, you probably wouldn't have any appreciation for what a quasar is. But anyway, they're the highest energy sources in the universe. It's driven by fusion. And the most powerful weapons that have ever been invented on Earth are fusion weapons. They're known as thermonuclear weapons. They're not the same as atomic bombs. They're generally dumped into the bucket and called atomic weapons, but they're of a different sort. So fusion is the merging together of two or more nuclei of atoms, and it releases immense power, in a sentence. So where did we get this name? Well, we originally had this really lame title. We didn't know what we were going to call this conference. So in our own planning, on our own calendar, my staff and I were calling it Gift Convergence, which nobody would come to that conference. And I was on a plane praying, and I said, Lord, what am I going to call this thing? I need a name for it. And the word of the Lord came to me, and he said, call it Fusion. And I was like, well, that's different. And everyone's been using names like Convergence for conferences. And so we all kind of know what that is. But I believe this will be a very unusual conference. I've had a lot of people contacting me who are well-known speakers saying, I want to play. How do I get on the speaker list for this conference? And, well, generally I just had to say, well, we'd already kind of pre-selected and we're full. But anyway, so who do we have? Well, let's start out with we actually have a guy who has a doctorate and a postdoc in theoretical physics, in quantum physics. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to be a heady, you got to be a physicist kind of a conference. But like you would at a science conference, we're trying to solve a problem. And I'll tell you what the problem is. I've had 3 occasions in my journeys, in particular meetings, where I have seen, it's been a fleeting glimpse, maybe it lasted a few seconds and then was gone, but I saw the place where prophecy and miracles are the same. They converge. And in the field of theoretical physics, it is universally accepted by physicists worth their salt that there is something that they call in that discipline the unified field theory, UFT. And this is where the 4 major modern working theories of physics converge into one thing. Now, no one's ever proven the unified field theory, not yet. They'll get there. Once they sort of get it in their head, they find eventually a way there. It's analogous to, but probably even more profound, when Einstein came up with the theory of relativity. People kind of knew that there was something beyond Newtonian physics, but Einstein solved it. By the way, he was a Princeton guy. So the current expectation is that the 4 major theories of modern physics, gravity, electromagnetism, weak and strong nuclear force, they're all actually one thing, but they haven't proven it yet. And I believe there's a unified field theory in the realm of the spirit, and it specifically deals with prophecy and miracles. And there's a lot of reasons I believe that. Like I said, I've had 3 moments of revelation where I saw it, could have touched it, and I only wish to the Lord that I'd had at that time, at that moment, a pen in my hand or my iPad open, but I didn't, and it was gone, and once it was gone, I couldn't recall it other than to know that this is a thing. So we have a theoretical physicist coming in who's now in the ministry. He actually got so interested in the realm of the supernatural and kingdom ministry, like we're teaching you, that he gave up a mid-six-figure job as a physicist to go into the ministry and pursue the supernatural. But he still knows his stuff, and he came from a top school. So he'll be one of our speakers to give you kind of a basic outline at a layman's level of what are we talking about with this unified field theory? Why is this important? What is this about? Then we have two of the top theologians of miracles in the world. One is Dr. Jack Deere, and he wrote a book called Surprised by the Power of the Spirit, and he wrote another book called Surprised by the Voice of God. Well, that's kind of our two issues, isn't it? Prophecy and power. So, all right, he's going to be speaking. Then we've got Dr. Craig Keener, who is, at this time, the leading Protestant theologian of miracles on earth. And he literally changed his sabbatical dates to participate in this conference. So he's going to come. And again, don't worry about this being heady. More than anything, what I'm trying to tell you is these are speakers of caliber. These are people who are noteworthy and know their stuff. And then we've got a number of very well-known prophetic ministers who are known for their accuracy and their ability to move in that dimension. I'll name only one of them, Stacy Campbell. She was at a meeting in Argentina several years ago, and there was a man sitting there, and it turned out he was the Archbishop of Buenos Aires. And she walked over to him and said, "You will be the next Pope." And he is. He's Pope Francis. When you're prophesying at that level, that'll separate, as we used to say, the men from the boys, but we'll say the women from the girls. So anyway, she's just one of our prophetic voices that will be there. The others all have their own dossier. And then we've got people who are known for moving in the power gift of miracles. And again, we're not specifically thinking about healing now. We're thinking about something beyond. So this is a 4-day event. Starts on Wednesday night. It'll go through all Thursday, all Friday, all Saturday. We will not only have sessions where we teach, but we've got workshops, panel discussions, times of impartation, activation, all of that. So again, I've had a lot of people contact me saying, no one has done a conference like this. And again, we're trying to solve a problem. What's the problem? The problem is, how do we get back to what I've seen on 3 occasions, where I saw in a glimpse the unified field theory of the spirit realm? I'm hoping that with this lineup, we will somehow get to closure. And the goal is that we all go out of there operating in that fusion zone, and it will release immense power into the revival that's underway, or this outpouring, or the worldwide ingathering, or the harvest, or the billion-soul harvest. However you articulate that God is doing, that's what we want. That's where we're going with it. So there won't be a second one this year. There may not be another one ever. I don't know. There may be nothing left but a crater because but anyway, Nashville, 18 to 21. Earliest bird registration is underway right now. It ends on August 15. Where to sign up? orbisministries.org. It'll see it on the banner art. Click the banner, go through, sign up, and then you're good to go.